Hey Dave, welcome to the stream. Good to see you again. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Oh, well, thanks. Mediocre at best, but thank you. Hope everything's going all right with you. Good to hear it. It's going good. I'm really enjoying this game. I'm such a huge tabletop D&D nerd that I'm really enjoying this game, and that's a problem for me because I'm so far ahead in my personal playthrough compared to where I am here that I'm having to hope I remember where everything is and what I need to do in these. I've taken notes, but still, yeah. But I'm really enjoying this game. It's a lot of fun for me. Really excited for the next one to release. Hey, Rudy, welcome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream, episode number 3 of our Solasta Crown of the Magister gameplay series. I'm Commander Jarval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So, nothing on admin notes. I think I've talked about it enough. Just pay attention to the post tab and my social media. This week, as we get closer to starting up the Wednesday live stream, and as we get more into the NFL football season, moving this live stream to Saturday afternoons. so that I'll have my Sundays free to be able to watch football here. So just be on the lookout for those. So on our recap, we had headed out to the Caer Lem Outpost last time. We had been appointed as deputies. We were requested to go out and find out what happened here at the Caer Lem Outpost. We have cleared most of the tower after the ambush by the Soraks. And at the end of last week's episode, we had leveled up to level 3, which is a big level up for us. So let's go ahead and jump back in here, and we'll kind of take a look at where we are. Okay, so here we are. We are back at the spot where we took our long rest. And if we look, the only thing that we need to do now is escape from the caves. So on our way out, we have a little bit of looting to do. So let's make sure that we have taken care of everything we need. And we have looted that in there. Okay, we need to go back here. I had talked about this last time and was mistaken. You don't need anybody with stone knowledge for this one. That's for something else that I was thinking of. I'm much farther along than this in my personal playthrough. So the stones here, you can just push this object. And in here, you'll be able to loot some goblin hair fungus. So there's some crafting ingredients back here. Don't forget to pick those up. Now those crafting ingredients are going to respawn every time you come back here. So make sure that you're always looting the mushroom cave. And there's one more. I think it's... No, it's not that one. I think it's this one. I think those two always respawn. So whenever you come back here to the tower, always make sure that you that you're looting those so that you can pick up the additional crafting ingredients. So now we're going to head back to the rotating bridge. Looks like we do have something that we missed in the loot, so we'll go pick it up. Okay, just some silver pieces. Okay, now from here, we've cleared all of this area out. I'm just gonna let them make their way over here. Not too worried about the athletics failures. They won't take any hit point damage, which is what's important. Just knocks them prone. Okay, and I've left the stalactites up there. None of them really landed in a spot to do a whole lot of damage to the enemies last time, but we're going to be coming back here. And those stalactites will still be here and ready to be used. Okay, so I'm going to split my party up a little bit here. And I know what's here. Okay, there's a couple of things to loot over here, which we're going to look at in a second. This is the other one that always spawns. My fault. So the goblin hair fungus there and there always respawn. So when you come back here, make sure that you pick them up every time. And then down here will be the exit. Okay. So there is one more thing that we need to do before we go here. And that's get over here. Okay, now we have our high strength character here, and should be able to make this jump with an athletics check. Okay, so get crafting ingredients, some more ration pouches, and another long sword. You can drop this one down. Okay, now this one, not so much. Okay, so we're going to go to use power, and we're going to go to angelic flight. You need to either have enhanced leap, otherworldly jump, or something like that, or have the fly, either through a spell or an ability like I have, to be able to make that work. Okay, so if you don't, the great thing is about this, like I say, this is going to be here when you come back. So if you don't have a fly potion or spell or a scroll or something like that, you can come back here and loot this a little bit later on. So we did pick up a magnificent chain shirt. And I think that was it. Yeah, we do have a crafting recipe here. So when you get a crafting recipe, just learn it. I think that's with the other one, so we can sell that one because we already know it. I'm going to look through here and just make sure I don't have any other crafting. Peas, doesn't look like I do. No. Okay. So now we're going to have our bard cast a ritual spell on the magnificent chain shirt. Ritual spells take 10 minutes, so cast them when you're out of combat or at camp or something. And that gets us a chain shirt +1. So that's medium armor. Sets your dex to 14 and has a +2 to your dex bonus. So I'm in light armor right now for my bard. And that's giving me a +4 to my dex. So if I got it here, I'm at 15. Now I'm up to 16. So a straight boost in armor class by changing over to that. And now let's get out of here.
We're safe.
We still have to go back to Caer Lem.
The road isn't far.
I suppose we'll meet again in Caer Lem. Are you good to return by yourselves?
Of course.
Sure.
Okay, and now you see we got 22 food units, so we should have plenty to be able to get back to Caer Lem, but if not, you can always go in here and buy some from Mogo shop. They're just really, really expensive. They're 10 times the price of what they are in Caer Lem if you're trying to buy ration pouches. Okay, normal pace is fine for me. Okay, let's just make sure we're at this. Yeah, we don't need to do anything with those yet. I've been lucky. We've been finding food the entire way. Alright, so here we are back at Caer Lem. Okay, and looking at our map, you can see we need to talk to Lord Karen. We need to speak to Annie over here. We're going to do a little bit of walking around as well because the angry violets always respawn every time you come back here. So you can pick those up every time that you're out and about as well. So let's head in here. We'll talk to Annie real quick.
Hello, Annie.
You're back. How did it go?
Well, Captain Henrik is dead. I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, who's in charge then?
You might have to wait before going to Caer Lem, I'm afraid.
I see. Well, not your fault. Thanks for the heads up.
You're welcome.
And that's going to convey the scavenger's message. So, we're going to have more interactions with Annie, but a couple of things that I want to do here in our stash. Okay, so we're just going to drop off some of the stuff that we're not going to sell. Crafting ingredients. Okay, and yeah, I know we have some more crafting ingredients, but I'm looking for ingredients. Okay, so I think that's it. So now any of our weapons and armor that are primed for enchanting, because these are enchanting ingredients. Okay, those were more ingredients here, here. Okay, nothing. And nothing. Just make sure there's nothing else that I want to go through in here. Bolts. I don't think so. So still got a short bow here, got a long bow here. So let's move some of these arrows over to M. I think she still has a short bow, right? Yep. Yeah, I've got the oil of acuteness here. I'm gonna be keeping that though, I think. There's something I have a plan for that, but I need to look through and see how much gold I have after I've done this. I may end up putting it away, but for just a little bit here, I want to keep it. Okay, so we have bolts. Okay, so we have more corrosive arrows here. Oh yeah, those are his. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's good. Let's go over and sell off. Actually, let's not do that. Let's wait until we get our... the bonuses from finishing this.
Oh, here you are. How was the mission?
Not paid enough.
Who is?
When can we hope for an audience?
It depends. Tomorrow, if you're lucky. Another party came back yesterday, and they still have to make their report, so maybe they'll see you both at once.
We have urgent news. The outpost at Caer Lem has been attacked. Almost all of the garrison was killed.
By all the gods! Meet me in the council chamber. I'll inform my superiors.
The Legacy Council is now in session. Captain Merrin has the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, Your Royal Highness, my party and I have made a very worrying discovery in the Badlands, near the place we call Black Hill. We saw a group that we took to be scavengers. They attacked us right away, but we were able to fight them off. They were trying to get away with this.
What is it?
This box contains a gem. A ruby, it appears. We have determined that it has magical properties, and we believe the Council should examine it.
So we will, Captain. But really, is that all? You called an emergency meeting of the Council for a simple magical gem? Her Royal Highness has a busy schedule.
Please, Lord Denantar. In this chamber, I'm just a student of magic.
Here. Anyway, Captain, the Council has a great deal of business.
They were Soraks, our attackers. Not scavengers, not bandits. Soraks.
Soraks?
Is this a joke?
The Sorakath are no laughing matter, Lord Fasek.
Oh, you know what I mean.
What do you mean, my lord?
How many times has the Council heard tales of these so-called Soraks?
At least 20, I'd say.
More. 23.
Yes, more each year. It's becoming a fad.
Our church has been warning of the Sorakath since humans first came to Solasta, in the wake of their foul god, Sortar.
I'm sorry, Captain, but you are certain that you encountered Soraks?
She's telling the truth.
What? And who might you be?
Some new recruits, my lord. They were sworn in quite recently.
New recruits, eh? They place too much stock in rumor, it seems.
They assure me that they saw Soraks as well.
Wait, do you realize how serious this is?
They attacked the Caer Lem Outpost. The garrison suffered severe losses.
Caer Lem? The outpost in the marches? What do you mean by heavy losses?
The Soraks took over Captain Henrik, and only 2 of them are still alive. They can testify, too.
Do you have any material proof of their existence?
I beg your pardon?
Like what?
Well, a dead body, for example? Or even just a head?
If we go to Caer Lem, will we find the bodies of these Soraks?
Probably not.
They took their dead with them when they retreated.
The bodies of their victims, too.
How very convenient. So you can offer us no proof of this adventurer's fable.
And what if proof were to be brought before the council?
What proof? How? If the Soraks take away their fallen, as they say, that's not our problem. Let them find a way.
These are new recruits, correct? Then let this be their new mission. Bring us the head of a Sorak for the whole council to see.
That would certainly be proof, Lord Fasek, would it not?
Oh, very well. Meanwhile, the council will examine the gem. If there is nothing else...
Dean Ayala Fasek of the Tower of Knowledge calls for a recess. Does any member object? No? It is resolved then. The Legacy Council is now in recess.
That actually went better than I expected.
We had to stand by Merrin. We know she speaks the truth.
I'm sure she will appreciate your support. Anyway, some people might want to talk to you after this. Working for the Council, you are expected to be neutral. But you have the right to have friends. So, feel free to talk to whoever you like, as long as your allegiance remains to the Council as a whole.
You may rely on our honor.
Hey, deputies. Thanks for the support in there.
You're welcome, Captain.
So those bastards got Henrik. Shame.
You knew him?
Yes, indeed. I wonder who'll volunteer to retake Caer Lem now.
And the scavengers could lead the way.
Yes, they'll find a bunch of hotheads to retake the fort, I'm sure. Stay in the light, friends.
You too.
Okay, so I got some faction favor over there, and that's what I was looking for. Our faction favor here, the Principality of Masgarth, we're up to 30. I think we need to be 31 to get the next one. So there are some other things that we can do here. Here's Beryl.
Well, if it isn't our brave saviors.
Good day, Lieutenant.
I'm no longer a lieutenant. I resigned my commission. I work for my people now. I will never step foot in the Badlands again.
Yes, well, you clearly weren't cut out for that posting.
I've made my peace. But you aren't here to check on my welfare, are you?
No, we have questions. Your scout, do you know where he was before the attack?
You mean Daliot?
Yes. We'd like to know where he went before the Soraks attacked.
As far as I know, there's not a name for this place or road that leads there. But I can show you on a map. It's near the ruins of an ancient tower.
Thank you, Beryl. We appreciate the help.
What are you thanking me for? Sending you to your death?
Okay, and that's going to up our faction relations with the Antiquarians. Now, the Antiquarians are going to be very important for us as a faction.
Clear skies, my friends.
This isn't going to open up until after the report to the Council quest is finished, as will all of the factions. But the Antiquarians, you're going to see why they're so important for us.
There's life yet, adventurers.
Maraiki, smile on you.
Lady of Life, a follower of the goddess.
We do require your services.
Okay, so I just want to check and see where we are on our... and I need to identify that potion. So we got 4 there. 1 and 2. Okay, we should be fine. I need to identify that potion. Okay. So, Potion of Greater Healing. Going to be very, very useful. Coming up here in a little bit. So while I'm here, go loot the Angry Violets. I'll go drop those in my stash. And there's not going to be a whole lot of people to talk to. Anybody that's got a blue over their head, you can talk to right now when they have something new-ish to say, or they're a vendor. One of the two. Vendors always have blue icons over their head.
Clear skies, adventure. I am Chaplain Dallin Locke.
Hello. What do you do here?
I represent the Church of Einar, the god of valor and fidelity. We provide various services for those who need them.
And can pay for them.
those who seek his healing are rarely poor.
We do require your services.
Okay, and you're going to see various different things. So this is where you're going to be able to buy your different types of spell focuses for your divine casters, to your clerics, your paladins. So if I wanted to change out my amulet spot to use the cloak spot, or the crown spot, or the belt spot to cast my spells as the spell focus, I can do that. So if I got a particular item that I want in any of those spots, I can come here and I can pay to be able to keep my spell focus up as I go. There also are going to be some other things in here that you can pick up. The Ring of Detect Invisible is actually really good early in the game. We don't have nearly enough for it. And I wish we had enough for it right now. Because we're going to need it here in 15 minutes or so. But there are uncommon, sometimes rare magic items that you can buy from the vendors here. But most of the time it's uncommon. Like I say, there are some that you might be able to pick up that are rare. There's also going to be a whole bunch of enchantment recipes here, or scrolls, basically, that tells you what you're going to need to put it into your crafting inventory. You can also pay them to detect magic. We don't need to. I have a pretty good idea what all the magical items are that we're going to be finding. So I'm not going to need detect magic here. But it is something we're going to be picking up as a spell later on so that I can ritually cast it and be able to find all the magic items in my inventory to be able to identify them.
The law provides, adventurers.
Law preserve us.
The owl watch over you, faithful one.
We do require your services.
And again, the same thing, except here we're going to be getting a lot of scrolls. Okay, so you can buy different types of scrolls. So if you're looking for a fly scroll, there's one in here. Most of the time there is. There's not one here. It doesn't look like this time. But there are multiple ways to do it. They have a Misty Step scroll. And they have Dimension Door in here, so you might be able to maneuver around here as well. But there are also some magical items down here as well. So things that you can craft. The gauntlets of pulling. So reel in at will. Forceful gauntlets. All of that sort of stuff. So keep an eye on them as you get more money and money becomes less of a problem. Right now, gold is a huge problem for us. We can never have enough, so we need to be judicious in where we spend it. So we're going to come back and sell off everything here in a second. I don't think Maddie has anything to say, but we'll check.
Clear skies, citizens.
Nope. And then down here is Dahlia.
Greetings, deputies.
Greetings, Daliat, if that's even your name.
Of course it's my name. What are you implying?
Nothing at all. We just want to establish who we're talking to.
Daliat Sunbird, Scout of the Council. You know who I am.
Trust us. We're all on the same side here.
We'll see.
Okay, so there's a little bit more to Dahlia than he's letting on here. and you're going to find out more about that as we go. Let's go over here. Actually, where are we on our... Yeah, let's go back and talk to Annie.
Hello, Annie. We wanted to talk about Caer Lem.
I'm all ears.
No one's there anymore.
Ah, you want to claim the place.
How does it work again?
We go there and scavenge everything you didn't take. Then you get a percentage.
We can't promise you it's safe.
It never is. Once we get there, we'll set up an outpost of our own. I'll check with the council first, but thanks anyway.
What do we do next?
Once we've done our work, I'll let you know. You'll just have to come by and collect your share.
Okay, and we improved our relations with the scavengers, and now you're going to have the scavenger system open up here. This board is in every place that you claim, and you'll see what I mean by claiming it here in a minute. Also, you can claim the same location multiple times if that location resets itself, and you're going to see that with Caer Lem here in a little bit. So all you have to do is once you come in here, you click on that board and you'll see a list of items in there, and you can buy back some of those particular items, or you can just collect the gold for them. Okay, you don't have to talk to her, you can just click on the sign. Okay, and that's going to start new business, or finish new business. And now we'll look at the board here, and there's nothing going on here yet. And you're going to see that change. Now there's something else that's opened up over here. Okay, we have a quest board. Now the quest board is one of your locations for side quests to pick up. So while we were there in the Goblin encampment, we found or we want to go back and find out if they have some example of Goblin writing and bring it back. The Tower of Knowledge is going to give us a gem, 5 level 3 spell scrolls, and it's recommended level 3. So we'll go ahead and start that one. And the Sorak Relic. We're going to do that. We're going to pick this one up. I'm going to attempt it once because it's at Caer Lem. It's really difficult. The fight is above where we currently are. And it is, yeah, it's a difficult one to do. So we'll attempt it once. If we fail, we'll do what we need to do in the Manacalon library, and then we will come back. On our way back, we'll stop at Caer Lem after we've gotten another level under our belt, and we'll do that. So I think we are good now. So let's go over to... Actually, let's head in here and see if he has anything to say to us. He doesn't. Okay. And Edlon will be dealing with a little bit later when we get back. So looking at our quest journal here, we need to travel to the ancient tower, go there and investigate and bring back a Sorak head. And these 2 side quests are at Caer Lem, and we're going to stop there on the way. Oh, no we're not. We're going to go sell first. Okay, so get rid of the javelins, the torches, these tools, short bows. And I think that's it. Okay, we should already have a set of thieves' tools here. Don't need the great sword or the scimitars. And get rid of the light crossbow. Scale mail we don't need. Chain mail we don't need. We're going to keep the longsword. Don't need the torches. I'll keep the darts. I don't think I'm going to need them though. And we'll get rid of the monk outfit too. Okay. Oh, I'm looking here. Okay, yeah, so there's nothing that I want to pick up here yet. So yes, I will drop off the oil of accuracy. I'm going to go look in here and see what we have primed. So we have a mace, a dagger, and a short sword. The mace I'd prefer to do a warhammer instead. So I think I will drop it off. We're gonna, looks like we'll get into our first crafting after we come back from here. I'm gonna come up here toward the exit, and then I'm gonna save before I leave. It's 2:22 p.m., so we get 5 hours of traveling. Okay, and there's the new location for us to travel to. We're going to go to Caer Lem first. So yeah, 3 long rests. Okay, we are getting pretty lucky with our food rations. Rangers and druids will both help seriously increase how many of those you find. Okay, so we did get an encounter here with a necromancer, 3 cult fanatics. Wow, okay, and 4 skeletons. These random encounters go up as your level goes up. But this one's pretty big. This is a pretty big fight. Guided bolt. Nope. Nope. Sacred Flame. As we all know from Baldur's Gate 3, Sacred Flame never works. Okay. So, the cult fanatics we definitely want to deal with. Where's the necromancer at? He's down there with another cult fanatic. Okay. I'm just trying to plan out how I want to work my movement here. So this cult fanatic's gonna go next, and then the necromancer. Because that cult fanatic is not going to move toward me. Though I think I do want to get down here toward this area. Let's activate our weapon mastery. And we're going to dash to get down here. Get within melee range of him. Yeah, I rolled a crit. Beauty. So now he's going to move away, and that gives me an attack of opportunity, which is what I was hoping for. Okay, so I'm going to have to move away from the skeleton here. Which I'll do. I'll take the attack of opportunity.
Solasta, Encho, Ninure. Solasta, Evo, Ramis.
Okay.
Got ya.
So now we'll see what the necromancer does. Rudi took a huge hit there. Okay, so we cast Darkness, which isn't a big deal for me. That may actually help me out. Quite a bit. So the way Darkness works here, we haven't run into it yet, because of we just got the level up, but okay, so we're still full bard here. Okay. So I need to get out of the darkness for my bard. To work. We're going to start dumping damage into the necromancer here. So I could try and hold person on him. That's probably a good option here. See if it lands. Okay. So he's now paralyzed, so he's dead next turn because Rudi's gonna walk up there and slap him to death. And because of that, I'm gonna give Rudi The Bardic Inspiration. We're going to turn on our Blade Flourishes as well. Okay, now I'm going to head backwards here. Actually, I won't. I can reach this Cult Fanatic. So yeah, let's go over here and try and reach the Cult Fanatic here. Okay, so she lost her concentration. Okay. Sacred Flame. He rolled a 1. My guy with the 20 dex rolls a 1. Okay, so there's inflict wounds. All right, Rudy, get rid of the necromancer here. And since we know we're going to hit and we're going to crit.
That's the way.
Wow, he's still not dead after that. $30 damage. Wow. Okay. Yeah, he's pretty high level. So prefer not to take 2 more hits here. I think I'm gonna have to take 1 though. Okay.
Solasta, Evo,
Well, one of them saved for half damage. I don't think it matters where I put this now. We'll see if the necromancer makes his save. Nope.
Arcana Enjo Minure.
So we're going to flurry of blows again. They're vulnerable to bludgeoning damage.
You're not coming back.
Okay, so a good set of damage there by Rudy, or by M. Well done. Sacred Flame again. 2 ones in a row. Wow. Okay. So we're gonna Thunderous Smite again.
Just when it hurts most.
Wow. All right. And this is the one spot where I wish I had. I do. Okay. So let's move here.
Solasta, Evo, Malmis.
He's not dead yet. And he failed his saving throw again. Nice. So let's actually move in here with my bard. And we'll make a melee attack here. Okay, now we're going to be able to slashing flourish. So every enemy that's in the tiles right around me is going to take whatever that d6 of damage is, and hopefully that will kill this skeleton here.
Death
oh, and he rolled a
claims
1.
you.
Yeah, well, I knew I was going to kill that one, but I was expecting I'd be rolling higher than a 1 here on this one. Drop Shield of Faith.
Take that.
Come on, give me one more hit here. Perfect.
Death reaches out for you.
All right. Move Rudi down this way. Nice job, Rudi. Actually, I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, it's all creatures around me. So it's not just enemies. So I need to move here. And then get Arms of Hadar to work. So I don't get my bard.
Solasta, Evo, Malmis. You never stood a chance.
And I actually shouldn't have done that. I keep forgetting to do what I want to do. So, whole bunch of swords. Pick up the Necromancer loot. Okay. Scroll of Raised Dead. Interesting. Did this guy drop anything? He did. Making sure not everybody is in there. And one more here. Oh no, one more here. Yeah, there were a lot of enemies on that. Oh, studded leather. You hold left alt here and make sure I don't have any more loot on the ground. I don't. So, studded leather. She's got leather +1, so that sets it to 12, and this is 12. Okay, so same armor class. Does look pretty cool, but I like this one better. Okay, so we're going to continue on the road. We're going to need that long rest here. Okay, so now back to full hit points. So yeah, that fight was a little more challenging than I expected. I wasn't expecting to see that number and that high level of enemies there, but I guess it's something we're going to have to be dealing with. So here, back at Caer Lem, we're going to head over here. This is the Lair of Filth, where the goblins were last time. And they have now respawned.
Crawling through dirt. Nothing new here.
Okay, so we're going to put everybody in hiding. And now you're seeing that we have some new enemies here. We've got some ogres. We look around, there are more goblins here, goblin cutthroats. There's also a direwolf in here. Okay, so we want to start this off, as usual, with Rudi. Or with M, I'm sorry. And I want to wait until I'm out of view here for where the ogres are patrolling. And the direwolf is a ways away. Okay, now that was 8 hit points that I took off. You can see there's not a lot there that I removed. So the enemies are definitely getting a step up here. Now the direwolf has a lot of movement, but he's just kind of stuck, it looks like. Okay, so let's see where we are with these. I'd prefer not to change. I have 2 more here, so I think what we're gonna do is we're going to ready a melee attack here. We'll go into round 2. And now let's see, where are we with these? Okay, so nobody's standing on them yet. That one is highly unlikely somebody's going to get there, but this one we can. Maybe. Yeah, because these 2 spots are the ones where it is. If I move here, he's gonna move up to me. They're 2 by 2. So if I move here with M, I can probably set this up so he comes to me. I'm gonna have to disengage out of that. Well, I don't have to, but it's gonna be best if I disengage out of this. So let's go in, let's move into him. Let's get an attack in. And let's use our bonus action, Step of the Wind. And we'll move back here. Oh, I should have used the key point. Yeah, that's just dash, that's not disengage. Okay, so now what our goal here is to keep these enemies from hitting our 2 frontline fighters. Okay, so to do that, we're going to try and keep them with disadvantage. Okay, perfect. Oh, please stand there. Oh, he hit me. I'll deflect, though. Take 0 damage from that. I'm not going to send it back. Okay, so I'm hoping this guy... No, this guy's already in it. He's already in the range of this. I just want to check it. Yep, he's already in it. This guy, if he runs up to here... No, he's 2 by 2, so no, he won't be in it, but I'll be dropping it on this guy, which is good. He's full health. Just making sure I've got my actions planned out here. Okay, so we'll try and get rid of this one here. Actually, I could try and drop this on him and kill him. He has disadvantage on his next attack. So yeah, actually, let's do this. Let's make sure he dies.
Got ya.
Oh, and he came for me. It's alright. Now he's going to be able to shoot from all the way over there. He's going to have disadvantage on the shot, but still. Okay, so let's start dropping some damage here.
Not bad, eh?
Okay, now M, with his attack, is going to trigger this. And now with his flurry of blows, roll a 1. Nice. Okay, it wouldn't have killed him, but I'd have taken a bunch more of his hit points off if I'd have hit that first one. Okay, so now me, I'm gonna move here. Where are we with the ogre? That's perfect. Let's move here. That does not provoke an attack of opportunity. We've still got our blade flourishes. Let's attack the direwolf. Let's slashing flourish. And roll a 1 again. I just can't. I can't roll above a 1 on my bard die to save my life. I just can't seem to do it. We'll deflect again.
Hold firm. You've endured worse.
Like I say, I'll let them shoot at me all day long. He's got a 19 armor class and they have disadvantage, so... I would love Arms of Hadar here, but... can't. So, and Burning Hands is going to get everybody. Yeah. So. I'm not getting an attack of opportunity from the direwolf. That's interesting. I'll definitely move out of the way then.
Oh, bad luck.
Jeez. What is it with Rudi getting hit by the crits? Man.
Take that.
Ah, missed again. Could have killed him.
Again.
Hey, I rolled a 2 there. What do you know?
A good kill, as they say.
Alright. We'll move up. We're gonna have to start taking... We'll move up here into this cover. We're going to try and move cover to cover, but this is going to be negated a little bit because they've got really high ground. And Rudy's not going to be able to do a whole lot. So I don't think his crossbow will reach any of these. No. We'll ready it in case they move, but I don't think they will. Okay, so let's step of the wind. And see how far we can get here. Try and move cover to cover. Yeah, because see, they're on such high ground that they're seen above the cover. And I must.
You'll die anyway.
Okay, so I don't think I'll be able to reach him there. But let's go up and expose myself to some damage here and see if it'll reach. It will.
Solasta Evo Malmis.
I trained hard for this.
Finish him off, please. Of course. It's a fun day, chat. You just can't seem to finish anybody off.
Lucky? Perhaps.
Let's get into cover. Alright. Okay, so let's go pick up our loot in here. Okay, so a direwolf pelt. It's a crafting ingredient. Simple clubs. And actually, let's just go in here with... we don't have to take everybody up here. Okay, so some bolts, some arrows, copper pieces, another scimitar. Yeah, they did. These things don't reset in here, the previously looted containers. The only thing that reset are ingredient patches and that sort of stuff. But if you looted the container before, it's not going to reset. It just means that you can come back and loot it. If you don't have a way to get to it, you can loot it later on. Okay, and now the last thing that you need is right here. Okay, that's the painted hide that you need to complete the Goblin Culture quest, and we'll have to turn that back in at the quest board. And when we do, it'll complete it. Okay, now we can make our way into Caer Lem. And Caer Lem has changed a little bit. Okay, now we can see that we have some guards, we have some soldiers, and we have Bertram here.
Clear skies, friend.
Clear skies, deputies.
How's business been since we cleaned up the place?
Not bad. Some folks are starting to explore a little further. Though this Sorak attack still has people nervous. Still, there's been no sign of them since. So, we mostly pretend it didn't happen.
Good for you.
What's your name?
I'm Bertram.
Good to meet you, Bertram.
Okay, and right next to him, you can see that he's the scavenger representative. Okay, because the scavenger business is here. Just like she said, you can click on any one of these boards in any of their outposts and take care of any outstanding scavenger business that you have with them. Just like previously, none of these things, like I just said, the loot boxes and chests have not respawned as part of this. So we will make our way in here to the tower. And now they've kind of built it back up so it's easy to get in here. And down here we do have a new chest that is lootable. Nope. Going to drop a quick save. Okay, and we have an unidentified potion. Potion of Hill Giant Strength. So now for 1 hour, the person who drinks this will have a strength of 21. So for your strength-based to hit characters, that can be really nice. Now for me, I'm on... Oops. Here I'm on Charisma. Because remember, I took Pact of the Blade here. So I'm at Dex to hit with my bare hands here. So I don't have anybody who's really on Strength at the current time. With the exception of Sharon. But if you're using a Finesse weapon, Finesse will use either Dex or Strength, whichever is higher. So since my Dex here is 18, and my Strength will go up to 21, that would give me a +5 here in Strength to hit. So if I'm going to be using it on somebody, it's going to be my Bard. I don't have anybody else who needs to be using it. My Charisma here is 20, so that's already a +5. My Dex here is already +5, so the only person who would benefit from it in any way really would be my Bard. Other than for, you know, carrying purposes and that sort of stuff. And then you have Mogo, who's here. Now, Mogo is with the Scavengers, but you can see that his ration pouches cost a lot of gold. It's 11 gold pieces here, where it's only 1 or 2 in the city. So this is kind of a, if you're trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff, or you're trying because your inventory is just super full, or you're trying to you have an emergency as far as traveling goes, then you can come here and stock up. But I don't recommend doing anything for Mogo unless you really have to. So we're going to head up here and we're going to go into the tower. And like I say, we're going to attempt this one time. Okay, so we're familiar with the tower here. Okay, but like I said, the Mushroom Cave and the Brown Patch have respawned. So make sure that you pick them up while you're here.
Looks like you did that all your life.
Okay. And now here. So I am going to short rest. Oops. Okay, so that got me my key points back. Got me my... my Warlock spell slot back for Malediction. Okay, so I've only got one of the big smites left here, but I'm not too worried about that. That's not going to be what wins or doesn't win this. So we're going to drop a save here. Just while I'm getting in position. Actually, I'll drop a quick save here. So my positioning here, much is going to depend upon what they end up doing. And there's the enemies that I'm about to encounter. Okay, now there is something else that the potion of hill giant strength is good for. Athletics and acrobatics. So for strength is what you're going to be using to shove enemies. Okay, so having a higher strength number would get me more ability to shove an enemy. And that is going to be what I'm going to rely on here. To make this work. Okay, so I'm going to drink this. Okay, and now I have a +7 to my ability to shove an enemy. Okay, and I made it out. So I picked up the item to be able to complete this quest. So if I want to go complete this quest right now, I can. It spawned in 2 Sorakath assassins. Now, we don't know anything about them. Okay. But what I can tell you is that they hit extraordinarily hard. Okay. Now, this one I can get with a stalactite, but they regenerate. And that isn't going to necessarily work for me in between turns. I'm going to try and do this. I've never tried this before. But I am going to save here. And I'm going to knock this stalactite down, and then I'm going to pause. Okay. He's missing? You're kidding me. Okay, so I was able to do it. So I got a little extra damage there. Their initiative is always 22. And I missed. Okay, so I was hoping to get some extra damage there. So what you can do is, when you hit the stalactite, when it drops on them, you can pause, and then as soon as you click them with another attack, it will start the turns, and it gets it in before they get their regeneration turn in. But he's going to get his regeneration turn in. I'm pretty sure he's going to regenerate all of that here in a second. but they will always roll at the top of the initiative order. Whoever you have make the attack is the only one that's going to be in front of them. Okay? So we're going to get our armor class back up to 18. They're going to dash to get up to me. And they're going to go invisible. Okay, so invisibility in this gives you disadvantage on your attack rolls against it. If they're right next to your character, invisibility doesn't really work anymore. You're able to hear them and see them. If they were just invisible out in the middle of nowhere, then I wouldn't be able to target them. But with them being in melee range, it still works. I can still target them. It just, I have disadvantage on that roll to make against them. Okay? So now my goal here is twofold. One, to keep them at disadvantage, and to keep me at advantage as much as I can through this fight. Okay? So, first, I'm just looking through here to see. Okay. So there's probably not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do on her first turn. I can do that. I'm gonna have to move up to here, I think. Yep. I'm gonna have to move up 2 more, I'm pretty sure. Because AoE spells don't care. Now this is a dex save. They have really high dexterity. So they're probably both going to save. One saved and one failed. But we got some decent damage in there. Okay, so now I need to get M up here. Okay, and I'm gonna move in here. So there's 2 things that I'm going to attempt to do here, and we'll see how well this works out, depending upon his next turn, and who they go after. But I've got my 2 19 armor class guys up here. They're gonna take hits here. There's no doubt about it. The Sorak assassins have a really, really high dex. Okay, so they're getting +4, so they're at least an 18 dex, so their to hit is going to be pretty big. So the other thing about Sorakath assassins is, you can see over there on the left, they are humanoids. I can't see him yet. So I can't target him directly. That's weird, because I know I can get him with... Oh, I thought I could. Command isn't going to work. Hideous laughter isn't going to work. Okay. So... I don't know if I'll be able to position Fairy Fire with them here. Maybe I can, if I move up a little bit. If I position it here to be able to hit him, it would get me. Yep. Let me see if I can move here and do it. Nope, I can't. Yeah, being able to position Fairy Fire is pretty hard. It's a dex save as well, so my chances of getting that to work weren't going to be very good anyway. So I think I'm going to hold off. I think I'm just going to throw a Bardic Inspiration. I could move up here. I can't now. Oh, yes I can. Give him something else to shoot at. Throw a Bardic Inspiration on Rudi. Okay, so let's... Let's get a Searing Smite here, I think. Well, Frighten would be better. It's a Wisdom saving throw, and they don't have a whole lot of Wisdom. Okay. Alright. Good. So he's frightened now. So he's got disadvantage on attack rolls. Well, let's see what happens. And he still hit me. And he missed the second one.
Walk it off.
And he missed, okay. Oof. Okay. Much is going to depend upon what M does here. Well, let me just make sure. Yep. Alright, this is all about you. Okay. So what we want to do is keep shoving him down out of the way as we go through this, and then we can concentrate just on one, because his movement speed is cut in half. He's now prone. I need to kill this guy. I've got advantage because he's flanked. Okay, and let's give me a defensive flourish.
A victory fit for
All right.
a soul.
Okay, so that worked. We're going to use my lay on hands. That's not going to save me. I'm just being real. That is not going to save me here. I'm going to ready a melee attack. So see, now we had to dash to get up there. That was a big set from M there. So he has really low hit points. They have horrible wisdom saves. And he rolled a 20. That's classic. Great. Okay, well, if I move here, I can flank him. I think. Nope, I can't even hit him from there. Yep. So, Rudy's probably going to go down here. Oh, he went after M? Okay. No, great. That's going to be a... Well, if anybody's going to get hit by a crit from him, it needs to be M who can deflect. Only took two points of damage. Perfect. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. Positioning is key on that. Being able to take one of them and basically remove him from the fight for an entire turn is huge during that fight. Okay, get out of the way so I can loot that, please. Okay, and a bunch of silver pieces, but we get some brimstone fang poisons. Okay, so 2d4 damage, save for half. And Marike's torpor, so again, poisoned, which is going to give us 1d4 every time. And then we get deep pain poisoned arrows, which are 2d8. And then we get a long night poisoned arrow, which is 1d4, but it lasts for longer. It's recurrent 1d4. Okay, so we're getting some good stuff here. And we got a level up, which is what we really wanted from doing this fight. Each one of us got 350 XP out of that. That's enough to get us to our next level up. Okay, so for Rudi here, we're Paladin 2, Warlock 1. We're going to go up again in Warlock because that's going to learn us an Eldritch Invocation. Okay, so we've already got Pact of the Blade. Our invocations, though, we're taking Devil Sight. Okay, this is what we need to have to be able to fight in magical darkness. And we're going to gain our magical darkness here, ability, and we need to have people who can then see in that darkness. So Devil Sight is what we're going to be doing. As far as the rest of it goes, I don't use the hexes much. On my Paladin, I'd prefer to be using my spell slots for something else. Now, the Soul Hex feature, which I'm going to be getting here in a little bit, allows you to once per long rest hex somebody without having to have the malediction spell up. And then you can continue to move it around as long as you maintain your concentration. So they become more useful once I level up in Warlock a little bit more than this. Eldritch Sight is really nice, being able to cast Detect Magic at will without expending a spell slot. That's, again, something that for kind of a throwaway invocation, because I'm not really caring so much about his invocations on here. Eldritch Sight would be a really good one for him to have. Fiendish Vigor, it casts False Life on yourself at will without extending a spell slot or material components, is nice when you go into fights. It casts it as a level 1 spell slot though, which means that it quickly gets outclassed as you go up. Otherworldly Leap is another good one to have. I'm going to be finding out or having something else in place of this. I have Fly right now, which takes the place of being able to jump around. But my Monk is going to be able to jump around all they want here in a little bit anyway. So I won't be taking this. Thief of the Five Fates with casting Bane just isn't good at all. Understanding all languages, again, for a throwaway invocation is nice. I'm going to take Eldritch Sight here with him, just so I have Detect Magic at will. I don't need to, well, I can unlearn Malediction if I would like, but I'll unlearn it when I get Soul Hex. And then for here, again, these things don't really matter for me very much. I'm going to take Arms of Hadar. Again, he's in melee all the time. And now for my Bard. So, Bard at level 4 is going to get me another feat here. However, I don't want to do that. I want to start my Warlock dip now. There's always a fight between whether you should just continue on with Bard up to level 6 to get your extra attack, or whether or not you're going to go a different way. Well, here I need to get somebody else who can fight inside darkness, and my Bard is going to be doing that. So I'm going to start my Warlock dip here. Okay, so I'm taking Pact of the Blade. Again, the other thing that this does is that my normal weapons are now counted as magical weapons, which is nice. I'm also proficient with martial weapons, so I'm using a rapier right now, which is 1d8. I could go to a longsword, which is 1d8 as well, because I'm now proficient in those. But it's also going to allow me to use my casting modifier as my to hit and damage, which now takes it from +4 to +5. Now here for my cantrips, Eldritch Blast, I'm definitely going to have. As far as my next win, I'm going to take Chill Touch, and there's a reason for that that we're going to be running into. I don't necessarily have to take it right this second. I could probably wait until my next Warlock level up at level 3 to do it, but I think having it here is nice. The other one that I would take would be Green Flame Blade. This is really good. So I can... This is kind of like my Slashing Flourish. I brandish the weapon used in the spell's cast and make a melee attack against a creature. On a hit, the target takes all the normal weapon attack or effects that go along with it. So if I have a chill blade or something, they're going to take cold damage. But I can cause green fire to leap from that target to a different creature of my choice that's within 5 meters of it. The second creature takes fire damage equal to my spellcasting modifier, which is +5. So this is a way, kind of like Slashing Flourish, to get additional damage against other enemies around you. And it will do better than Slashing Flourish because this gives you a +5 all the time to another creature near me. So I really love taking this. I really love Green Flame Blade on my Bard. But no, I'm going to stick with Chill Touch. As far as my 2 spells go here, Protection versus Evil and Good is something I'm definitely going to need, and having my Bard throw it up is something really good. Malediction is also really good for me to have, just to be able to deal some additional damage of any type. For any attack that I do. For my monk is going to be a pure monk for a long time anyway. And that means at level 4 here, I'm going to get my first feat. Okay, now level slow fall, I reduce falling damage, doesn't really do anything. My bonus feat is Alert. The only reason it's Alert is because Tavern Brawler is not in the game. I have no idea why. I really don't. But Tavern Brawler is not in here, so being able to add my strength modifier twice here is not a thing. Otherwise, I would be taking Tavern Brawler here. Having Alert, though, I'm going to have Alert on everybody. So getting Alert here the first chance he gets is not a bad thing. the big thing for this is I can't be surprised while I'm conscious. There's a lot of instances coming up, especially what we're going to see here in the next hour, where I'm going to get surprised. This means that he will not be. The +5 bonus to initiative is great, but other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of not being perceived is huge. That is not in Baldur's Gate 3. It is in here because the perception rules are actually adhered to in this game. And that comes into play a lot more often than you would think. And last is my sorcerer level up. Now here at level 3, I get my otherworldly patrons. And for that, I'm going with Timekeeper. Now, the Fiend is what was from the SRD, originally in the game. Archfey, Celestial, and it's there. I love it. And Hexblade were added by the Unfinished Business pack. I'm not... My Sorcerer Warlock is going to be a pure caster, so I don't need any of the melee stuff. The tree is actually really good because you get the Spike Growth spell here, and Spike Growth is OP in any game that it's at. At higher levels, it kind of tails off a little bit, but Phantasmal Killer and Dominate Person are great later on. However, for me, I'm going to go with the Timekeeper. One, I get some really good spells. So I'm going to get Magic Missile, which is always good. Get Longstrider, which is always good. Haste, which is amazing. I get Phantasmal Killer and Dominate Person as well here. And I get the Slow spell. That's a great set of spells that I'm going to have access to. The other thing about it is that starting at first level, whenever I damage an opponent with a spell, they become afflicted with Curse of Time. Enemies under the Curse of Time take half of your proficiency bonus, rounded up, force damage at the start of their turn for the next minute. Okay, so my proficiency bonus right now is 2, so they're going to take an additional 1 point of damage from Curse of Time. Everybody who gets damaged by a spell. So that means if I cast Magic Missile and it's got 3 missiles and I hit 3 different people, 3 different enemies now have the Curse of Time. And while only 1 point of damage taken each turn might not seem like a big deal now, wait until my proficiency bonus is 6, and I'm adding +3, and every time I do a damage, they take that additional +3. So then when I'm throwing multiple rays of Eldritch Blast, each time the damage hits them, it's going to have a +3 add-on. Throw on Malediction, and now I'm damaging some more, and it's just stacking damage on top of my spells that I do. At higher levels, at level 6, you get Time Shift, which is really cool. This thing's out of the SRD as well, or out of Xanathar's, I think. I love the Timekeeper Warlock. I can use my reaction to rewind a few seconds, negating the damage taken, but still taking any additional effects. So if they, like, paralyzed me or something, I can rewind that and get rid of the damage, but I'm still paralyzed. Okay? I'm considered banished until the start of my next turn. Okay? Which means they can't attack me during that time either. Which makes Hold Person really nice, because now that I'm held, I don't have anybody else lined up to just wail on me while I'm paralyzed. After I use this feature, it refreshes on a long rest. At level 10, I get Accelerate. So I gain a bonus action to briefly accelerate an ally within 6 cells. They get the haste effect. However, they do not suffer from lethargy when it ends. So it's a free cast of haste that has no downside once per long rest. Or equal to my proficiency bonus per long rest. So at level 10, my proficiency bonus is going to be +4, so I can have that 4 times per long rest, which is amazing. And then at level 14, Time Warp. So on my turn, I can take an additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action. So it does stack if you're using Hexblade, because this is an action stack, not an attack stack. So things that allow you multiple extra attacks do not stack, but things that allow you multiple extra actions do stack. So if I have extra attack on somebody and I'm a Time Warp, I'm going to have 2 attacks, then have an additional action, which is going to give me 2 more. It's just a great overall patron to use. So no invocations here. At this one, I have Devil Sight here, so I'm able to fight in darkness. And now my spells. For level 2. Obviously, got to go with darkness. Okay, this is going to start us down this pathway of being able to fight in darkness and give high-powered enemies disadvantage on their attacks while they're in that darkness. Okay, now as far as spell preparations go, I'm thinking what I'm going to run into here. I think I'm okay with these. Actually, I'm going to get rid of Searing Smite, and I'm going to put Detect Magic on. Okay, and now I can cast Detect Magic as a ritual. Okay. And if you go into your inventory, everything that is magic is going to be highlighted. So if you have something that has not been identified, it's now going to be highlighted in your inventory so that you'll know you have to now identify it. Okay. So now we're going to make our way out, and we're not done here. We're going to have another fight on our hands. Okay, so we're going to move up with M here, and we're going to drop another save here. And you can see what we've got. We've got some deep spiders that are up here, and I want to look and see where they are in relationship to some of these. Okay, so nothing yet. Okay, can't get him either. Okay. So they're all hidden from us. You're meant to stumble into these guys. Not know that they're there. And get a surprise round on you. I don't know if I can hit the Badland Spider from here or not. If I can, that would be great. I can't. Okay, spider's right down below me here. Okay, so let's move up slow. And see if I can get a shot on the deep spider over here. Nope. Can't there. I'm gonna have to move to here, I think. Now I can. Let's get a surprise round here. And I missed. Right. Okay, so let's try and make it all the way back here. Gotta make an athletics check. And I failed it. Okay, so we're going to... ready a cantrip attack here. We're going to do the same thing here. Okay, and Rudi will move up here. We're going to change to a corrosive bolt, or a flaming bolt, and ready a ranged attack. Perfect. Okay, so Rudi is going to get himself back here. So he can hit here. So let's change to corrosive arrows. Perfect. Okay, I don't think they'll be able to reach me without dashing here. The phase spider probably can, but I'm not too worried about it. Where's the Badland Spider at? Okay, so I can't see him from there. Can see the Deep Spider though. Nice hit. Can she see anybody from here? I don't think she can. No, she can't. So she's going to ready another cantrip attack. There's the face.
Solasta, evil, zombies. Take that. Ah!
Okay, so I saved on the con save, which is nice. So I'm gonna have now I think I would much prefer to get more damage out here. On the Deep Spider. Oh, and he missed. Great. Yeah, he's still gonna have to dash to get to me. They're just gonna be right next to me here. Okay, so let's go, Em. Perfect. Roll big here. Oh, they missed.
Next time.
Okay, so my bard is going to flourish here. Yep. I'm going to defensive flourish. All but one hit point. I hate wasting this. I guess she can't see either of the other two. Yeah, she can see that one. Can't see this one. See, Curse of Time took effect on the Deep Spider. I'm gonna move back one here. Okay, so go into defensive mode here. I don't want to move there because I'd be flanked. Had to roll the 2.
You've seen worse.
So let's see what we can do here.
You didn't get
There we
me.
go.
You have them now.
All right, worked out well. Okay, and we get some deep spider venom glands, which we'll be able to use in crafting later on. Okay, so we do have one more here. That's just a regular spider venom gland, and now we'll just make our way out of here. There's nothing else to look for over here.
Well done.
Okay, remember that the ingredients have respawned. And again, this is where that spot is, where if you've gone back to the city and you've gotten a fly spell or potion or scroll or something, you can now come back and loot this if you haven't already. Okay, so that takes care of both of the side quests. We have 17 units of food. Okay. So how long is it going to take us to get here? 2 days, only one long rest. It's actually more than one. Because when you're exploring a new spot, a new location, you get kicked out of the location. You have to kind of explore around it a little bit. And this is going to allow another combat here. Okay. So this is going to hurt because my characters are asleep. Rudi is surprised, so he can't act in the first round, but everybody else is physically asleep. And that's going to be a problem. He's dashing, that's good. Missed. Who'd he go after? Okay. So he hit Sharon. Okay, now Sharon's no longer asleep. Okay, she is still surprised on this round, but she's no longer asleep because she took damage. Now, see, I have an action here where I can wake them up. Okay, now that's going to spend my action to do it, but I can, there's a little bell. I can wake them up. And I can wake up whoever I want. Sharon's already awake. She's going to stand up on her next turn. So I'm going to wake up Rudi. Okay. Now he's going to have to stand up. But now with me, I can move in here. and start trying to get some damage out. Okay. And now I'm going to move over this direction toward where the two wolves are coming in. He's dashing, that's good, he can't attack. Okay, Sharon's up now. So I think I'm going to start throwing damage here. So I need to be hitting the goblin skirmishers. So where's he at? He's over there. Can I hit him? I can. Don't think malediction will reach. It will reach. I don't think I need it, but we'll throw it anyway just to get it out.
You like it?
Perfect. I'm gonna move in here a little bit. So the wolves are dashing. Yep. That's good. Okay. So let's get the other skirmishers up here, but I can't reach him. I'm going to get her up. There's a reason for that. Let's move over here, see if I can take an attack from one of them. See if the skirmisher goes after me, after my paladin. No, of course not. They're always going to go after the casters. Oh, geez. I feel kind of bad for y'all. I love monks and their movement. This is gonna be a bad day for you. That's alright. Oh, you went and disengaged. That's too bad. We're going to take the one attack of opportunity here.
Are you still
wow,
with us?
That was a big hit. We'll go after this goblin here. Oh, I must have failed. Yep. I failed my concentration check.
Solasta, Encho, Minure. Solasta, Evo, Malmis.
Oh. Really? My turn.
Arcana Enjo Minure.
Oh, and I missed.
for a song.
They like disengaging. Let's... Okay, that's not going to get me any farther down there. I was hoping it would get me out to here or something, but it won't.
You have them now.
Oh, jeez. That was not bright. Should have gone after the other one. Do I want to chance this? Yeah, why not? Live dangerously. Okay, and we'll take M up here to loot this. Okay. Now we can get back to our long rest. So whenever you're surprised or whatever, don't hold back. Throw everything you possibly can at them because you're going to get everything back when you're done. So don't hold back on any action economy. And yeah, see, here's what I mean by it kind of exploring around the thing. So you need more than one long rest. That's just what it takes to get you there. Okay, so here we are at this unknown outpost here, and going to be cautious, but I'm also going to take Sharon. I'm going to cast Guidance for History on her.
What is this?
These aren't Soraks. They seem human.
What exactly are they doing?
What's it look like they're doing? They're digging something up.
And I failed.
This ruin dates back to Imperial times.
Who are these people? Scavengers?
Hard to say. I see no tent or flag signifying their allegiance.
Well, there is one way to find out.
Perhaps we should sneak a little closer.
Or simply walk in and see how friendly they are.
Okay, well, you don't want to just sneak in and see how friendly they are. I will tell you that right now. I want to see who I can see here. Okay. And for this, I don't need those bolts. We're going to get everybody ranged. Okay, we'll go ahead and start this off here.
Alert! All right, no talking then.
Okay,
looks
you
like
can
there won't be
see
any parley.
fairly low hit points with the exception of the Cult Fanatic. We've already seen a Cult Fanatic. She's way back inside, so she has a ways to go, but she will throw spells at you. So as soon as she gets into range, you need to be focusing her. Okay, perfect. Let them dash up. Okay, now for me... Throw an Eldritch Blast down there. See how much damage we can get. Oh, outstanding. Love it. Okay, so she used her action for Shield of, or bonus action for Shield of Faith. And is dashing up. He went into cover there, but I think it's only half cover. Still out of range. Oh. Rolled low. Yeah, I rolled a 1 on my 1d10. Okay, so what can we see here? How about we try and finish? That's disadvantage. Okay, rolled a crit. He's got a long way to go to get into melee range.
No quarter given.
Okay, I can reach there. Can my Eldritch Blast reach there? It can.
Fortune is fickle.
Aw. Alright, so... Oh, she dashed. That's good. Oh, don't stop out in the middle with no cover. That was a mistake.
Solasta, Eagle, Malmis.
Okay. With the nat 1. Nice. All those +5 to hits with my charisma bonus, and I can't even hit one of these. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm still going to be outside of range. So let's try and drop some damage here. Okay, so she maintained concentration. Let's switch to melee. And get ready for the incoming. More damage on the Cult Fanatic. Maintain concentration again.
You'll die like the rest.
Monk OP.
Arcana Eagle, Malmis.
Sacred Flame. Let's get a hit here. That'll do
How
it.
does that feel?
The rest is just mopping up. She was the only somewhat dangerous one out of this whole thing, and she wasn't really all that dangerous.
Not bad, eh? Take that.
Aww. Wow. Using cover down there, so I can't hit her. Yep. Yep. I really don't want to have to use something else here. Now watch, gonna land a hit, a crit against M here in her last 1 hit point worth of health. Don't really care, she's not gonna get a chance to get into the fight.
I like.
All right.
So what do you think?
I see nothing to indicate they're reptilian. What's that symbol there?
The tattoo.
Looks like an A.
They all
There'll
have
be a
it.
religion check here.
Perhaps it's a crude marker that indicates their allegiance.
Well, there's no reason to assume it signifies something sinister. Do you think it has anything to do with the Soraks?
That's an old Temarian symbol. It stands for Aravad. He was a Temarian god, but he didn't come to Solasta. Can't remember much more.
We'd better be careful. And don't forget, we need the head of a Sorak.
Okay, so let's go around and do our looting here. So another oil of acuteness. They didn't leave anything up there. Have an M climb up here and loot this. Another light crossbow and another longbow. And there's a chest down here, so I'm going to quick save. And got another healing remedy. So 1d8 healing from those. Okay, another rapier, another mace, some projectile parts. Okay, and I think that's it on the map. Nope, I forgot about the one in the corner back here. Okay, and some more crafting ingredients. There's a tragic love letter in here that you can read. Just talks about the fact that they were some criminals and all that sort of stuff and what his life led, and he was trying to now, hopefully trying to lead a better life, but things weren't going to work out for him. He ran into us. This is the end of where we're going. Okay, so it's highlighted all the way down there, but you can see it's a ways for us to get there. Okay, and this is going to update the quest. So we have to find now 4 clues in here that could suggest when the tower was in use. Okay, what its purpose was, who the owner was, and what might distinguish this tower from it. And we're going to have to go through and pass some checks to find these as we go. But we're now still on the Explore the Ruined Tower main quest. So the quest for information pops up right when you enter into here. Okay, and I'm going to take M and we're going to go exploring a little bit. And we have an unknown human down here. He's green. He's marked as green, though. And we do have another locked chest. So a quick save. Okay, and a scroll of color spray, which is nice. And I'm actually going to put that on my bard. Oh, can't. Now I will put both of those on my bard. Color spray is really nice to have.
Please don't kill me.
What are you doing here?
I'm just a worker.
Are you tattooed with an A?
You don't understand.
Are you one of them?
What of what? I'm just trying to survive. I had no choice.
Okay, so a couple of different ways to go about doing this. You can tell him to leave, but he's obviously, I mean, not just here for giggles or something. Letting him go. You can ask him about the Soraks, you can ask him about the tattoo, or you can attack him.
Are the Soraks close by?
They're here. They're close. If they... Oh, I told you...
He's dead? How's that possible?
How is any of this possible? He was doomed from the start.
At the end of the day, he's going to end up dead. If you ask him about the tattoo, it's the exact same thing. But we did get a worker's letter here. So, theirs have given up, but I can escape maybe. I hope I can reach home before them. They would kill everyone. I know they would. They'd kill my children without hesitation. They are pure evil. So there's something in here that's not good. And there's something odd about this boulder here.
That was unexpected.
This place is topsy-turvy. Remind me not to take a dump in that hole.
Do you really have to make jokes?
Yeah, it's in my contract. Did Karen not tell you?
Might be good to remember what these blue currents can do.
Okay, so you learned a new mechanic here. And we'll just slowly keep moving our way, making our way through here. Okay, checking down below us before we head down there. And M is just high speed like that. Okay, and here's the library.
Look at this place. I've never seen so many books.
It would take a lifetime to read them all, even for an elf.
Must be worth a fortune. If only we could get everything back to Caer Lem. I see the point of the scavengers now.
Why not keep this to ourselves?
Okay, now the library is a very three-dimensional exploration. And you kind of have to do it somewhat systematically here. The map here is really big. And this is all the area here. And it's, like I say, multiple levels up and down, all enclosed in this same space. So you're going to get... You need to be able to move your camera around as you go up and down by changing your mode here. Instead of zooming in and out, you need to be able to move it up and down. So take advantage. Remember your camera here to be able to maneuver yourself around in here. This is something that we're going to explore in depth starting next week. There's only one combat encounter in here, I believe. You do get surprised, and there's nothing you can do about it. So again, having M with alert is a big deal. But we should be, with us being 4th level, we should be plenty good to be able to handle it. I'm not too worried about it. But the rest of it is making some exploration. Now, you're going to see me quick save a lot through this because I'm going to try and illustrate. This is going to be much different than my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. I'm going to try and illustrate some of the major plot and lore points here in the game that require a check to make. And these four clues here, you have to make history, nature, and religion checks to pass. And I want to... You get XP. You only get like 20 XP, though, for passing each one. But I want to finish this quest out by passing all of those. And sometimes some of them can be a little difficult. And like I say, sometimes the rolls just end up going bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to end the live stream for today. When we come in next week, we're going to start making our way around this way a little bit. Then we're going to make our way down and around and up here. And we're going to be finding some stuff along the way. Now, it is useful, if you haven't been here before, to have somebody with the fly spell. You can do most of this with Otherworldly Leap or the jump spell. It's just much easier if you have the fly spell. And next week I'll show you kind of what to unlock and what to be ready for so that you can cast fly one time and get everything you need to by flying around, as opposed to having to use it multiple times. So there's going to be a process that we're going to go through here in exploring the library, but it's going to be pretty fun. And then when we get to the end of it, we're going to have that item that is... Where is it? I thought it was over here. There it is. It is over here. That's down there. And that's a really cool item, and you'll need to decide who you want it to go to when you do it. And we'll talk about all that next week. So, as always, thank you all for being here. I appreciate all the support. Thank you for everybody who showed up today, all of my channel members and subscribers, and anybody who dropped comments in chat. Thank you very much. And Ostamura, I didn't see you. I apologize for that. That was a long time ago when you showed up, and I saw Rudy's, but I didn't see yours. So I apologize for missing that, Ostamura. But welcome. Thank you for being here. Because as I always say, without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Jorval saying until next time, fare thee well.